to help with, seems like.
Yeah, I know April was going to cover and then we flip-flopped, so I didn't really have anything planned. But I think in the feed, people were asking about following up. Is that what we need to kind of talk about, I think? Following up? And I guess what to take away, there's like 2 takeaways from this call. Like if you're a new coach or like even if you're a veteran coach, something to take away is how to follow up with people without feeling like you're being like pestering them and not following up too much, but not following up enough. I know sometimes you're afraid to follow up and it's like, oh, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to be annoying, but you kind of just have to suck it up and just do it. And if you're a leader on this call, if you're a leader of a team, what you can take away is how to, like when your coaches come to you and they ask you like, oh, well, or they say, oh, I don't know, like nobody's responding. And you can ask them, well, did you follow up? Like, are you following up with them? So there's like 2 takeaways from this call, but I guess what I can say, it's definitely important to follow up. I know that there have been months where I haven't been close to hitting my Success Club goal, and then what I would do, I would go through my Facebook friends and I would scroll through it, and yes, I'm recording. I would scroll through it, and then I would literally reach out to every single person who I ever reached out to ever about either coaching or about a challenge pack or whatever, and I would say to them, I typically follow up. There's like three-step follow-up. So the first time I would follow up, I'd be like, oh, hey, I haven't heard from you. I wasn't sure if you were still interested in doing this. I'm trying to get the list together. I'm really trying to make sure that everyone gets a spot in this group. I'd hate for you to miss out. Just really looking forward to hearing back from you, and then that's it. So I usually end with something like that, looking forward to hearing back from you, or ask with some type of question. So like, for example, at the end you can be like, well, is this like, should I hold you a spot, or would you like me to hold you a spot? So that they can respond and say, no, actually right now is not a good time, but at least that's a no and not oh my God, I got to keep following up with this person until I have a definite answer. So I know that kind of sucks, but you got to keep following up until they're like, okay, no. And then you're like, okay, thanks for telling me. I respect your decision. Maybe you would be interested in another time. Can I keep you in mind for another group? And if they say yes, that's cool. Then you can follow up with them like next month or something, but you don't have to keep following up as constantly as you would if they just weren't giving you a definite answer and kind of dragging you along, which happens. Another thing too, I'm kind of like, I have this thing that I've been using for my contacts, and I haven't really shown anyone yet because I wanted to make sure that it would work before I kind of gave you guys something else to like fart around with. But if you want to, I can show it to you because the topic is following up, and it has been helping me with following up. So it might be something to look into. Let me try to share my screen. Just don't get overwhelmed when you see what you see. All right, 1 second. Okay, so I'm not sure if you've heard of this before. Let me know if you can see the screen. You see it? Okay, so this is called Streak, and it's really freaking awesome. I found it, I was using it last month, kind of like testing it to see how it worked, and it seemed to really keep me like organized because, you know, you're talking to a million people. It's really hard to keep organized with who you're following up with, who you sent the link to, who you, where you got to in a conversation with somebody, and you're like, oh, did I already tell them how much it cost? Or, oh, did I already give them the details? It's just like a lot to get all in one place. So this has really helped me with organizing my people. And you kind of have to do it in a way that works for you. Like the organization strategy that I have might not work for you, but it works for me. So basically what it is a way to organize people based on categories. So for example, This part right here, these are all the new people that I'm talking to. So these are new people who I have not reached out to yet. And this is the date that they were added. It automatically puts the date. You can set it up to do that. So these 3 people I added like 20 minutes ago from Instagram. So I put their name. When they added me to Facebook, I put their name, I put their Facebook link, and then that's it. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is go in here, and these 3 people will be people who I will start a conversation with. And then when I do that, then they move to the reached out to pipeline. And these are all the people I've reached out to. Now, these people haven't responded to me yet, and that's why they're still in the reached out to. But it's a good way to remember who I talked to without having to go through all of the my Facebook messages. Like, okay, well, who did I already reach out to? Then after they respond, they move to form stage 1. So this is like where we're kind of talking, going back and forth. I just have them closed because it's like too big. But we're just kind of chit-chatting, getting to know each other and whatnot. And then it just stays at that. And then the next time that I reach out to them and talk to them again, they go to form stage 2. And then from form stage 2, these are people who I can start inviting to free group, inviting to coaching, depending on where the conversation's going or where I think that they would, like if I think they'd be a really awesome coach, sometimes I skip the free group and I just ask them to be a coach. But if I kind of need to feel them out a little more, then I'll invite them to the free group. And then once they're in the free group, I put them in a separate pipeline to keep them out. And these are all of the people who are that I have in the free group. So, I mean, I know it's a lot. It did take me a while to set this all up, but once I got it all figured out, it was like so much easier for me to organize the people who I'm talking to and follow up effectively and follow up with enough, like giving people enough time, because sometimes I was afraid, oh my, I just followed up yesterday, so maybe I should wait. So at least here it tells me the date that the last time I followed up with that person, or the last time that I, like when I added that person, so I know how many days to wait before I follow up with them again. And the other thing which is really cool about this is you can set reminders. So I know this doesn't have to do with following up, but I just kind of want to show you because it comes in handy. So let's say here, these are the people I had in the 21-day fix group. Actually, this isn't a good example because those are all coaches. Hold on. Just kidding. Here, let's go to this one maybe. Let me see. Yeah, well, yeah, this one is, I already sent it out, but basically you can set reminders. So when they order Shakeology, you can set a reminder of when you need to remind them a week before it ships for the next shipment. So you can go here and you would click on the person. As soon as they order, you could do task reminder. You could fill one out, and then you could remind them before it, like it'll pop up in the side, it'll say reminder, and then you can just like send the email right out. You don't have to like fart around with it. It just goes. So that's pretty neat too. And then here, this is like my favorite part too. If you click on compose and you're going to write an email, what it allows you to do is kind of like pre-make emails and pre-make responses that you want to send out to people. So they're called snippets. And then in here, I have all my snippets. So this is basically like the what's it called? I can't think. The script. So when somebody reaches out to me, if they're a new interest, I send this to them. If we're talking about the step, wait, hold on. Yeah, so if we're talking about like details, if we get to that part in the conversation, this is like what I would send them. So like the script, I broke it up into pieces, and it's already like divided up into here, so it's really simple. Or even like my coach email. So after the getting started right call, I have an email I send them. The new coach email, I can just click on it, type the person's name, and it just sends it. I don't have to like go to the Google Drive, copy the thing, paste it. It just kind of saves all of them in there. So it's really cool because you can make like whatever you want and whatever you send out the most often. Like I have all my scripts in here and everything. So it's really helpful in that respect too. But it definitely helps with following up. because I can easily just go into here and see who I talked to yesterday, who, like here for in the sales one, like who I contacted, where we are, like in the script. Did I send them a video? Did they respond to the video? The two options, like coach or sign up as a challenger. These are people I sent the link to and they still haven't committed, or they said they committed, but they still haven't ordered. And then I have like people who gave me money objections. Like it's literally, it doesn't have to be this detailed, but I had a lot of time to like mess around with it. So I did it that way, but it's helped me a lot with organizing and following up with people and not like forgetting about somebody and stuff like that. So it's definitely something you might want to look into, but I wouldn't waste a lot of time with it, but maybe kind of make a simple one of just like new person and then reached out to, followed up with, invited, or something like that. Let me see. They go out via email, unfortunately, but I just copy and paste it into the Facebook message. Yeah. But it's super helpful because you can follow up with so many people in such a short amount of time, like just copy paste. So it's helpful in that way. Sorry, I was a little parched. I don't really know what else needs to be covered, but if anyone has a question, I'd be more than happy to. Actually, Chelsea texted me something. I told her I would cover it on the call. Let me see what she said. What do I tell people when they ask how much and that seems to be their main concern? Just explain to them what it entails and you get with the package. Okay. Well, if somebody is concerned with the money and like that is their main concern, there's a few things you can do. You can either talk to them about the value of a challenge pack and explain to them exactly what it is that they're getting. They're getting the program. They're getting a month's worth of shakes, which you can kind of take out of your grocery budget because like 130 of that money that you're spending is already money that you're accounting for. Like it's less food you need to buy for yourself for that week because it counts as a meal. You're getting a support and accountability. You're getting a coach. You're getting a meal plan. And the amount of like extras and support and stuff that you're getting with the challenge pack as opposed to just buying the program, it doesn't even compare. Also, too, if they're concerned about the money, you can ask them, okay, well, I understand where you're coming from. I felt that way too when I first saw the price. But what I found is, and then tell how your story, how being a part of this challenge group has really helped you do X, Y, and Z, and you'd really love to help whoever you're talking to have that experience as well. Or the other thing that I would do is ask them, okay, well, when do you think you would have, when would be a good time to follow up with you to make sure that you have enough money to be a part of my group? Because I know how important it is to you, and I would really love to help you. So just let me know what time would be a better time to follow up with you, and then we can work on getting you into the group and getting you the support that you need. So those are some responses I would have. I don't know if anybody else has anything that works really well with money objections. Feel free to share if you do.
I kind of tried that today at work. I reached out to a lady. She actually works in the office next door to a girl that's in our most recent group who was telling her about the challenge pack because I kind of like loitered outside their door the other day when I heard them talking about it. And I was like, let me just see what she's saying. It wasn't necessarily anything bad. She was just like telling her that she started it. So I found her in the stairwell today and I was like, I just wanted to let you know, in case you were interested in all, and, the program that Jesse and I are doing, it's on like super sale this month. And her first thing was like, well, how much is it? Because I don't, I really can't spend a lot of money this month. Mm-hmm. So then I told her, she was like, well, that's really a lot. I really don't think I could do that. So I said, well, I know it kind of sounds like a lot and I thought that too, but, if you think that it is a full 30 days worth of one meal. So for me, I cut my breakfast off of my Publix list, so I don't have to buy that anymore. Mm-hmm. And, you do a lot less of bad behaviors, maybe like drinking on the weekends, or, I eat out a lot less. So I said, I just sat down and, looked at itemized my bank statement and said, look, I went out to eat like 12 times this month, and how much money did that cost? And how much money did I spend at the bar every time I go? I said, you're still allowed to drink and stuff, but you don't have to spend $50 at the bar every weekend. Maybe just spend like 15. And then there's all the money that you would need. She was like, oh, okay, well, I'll think about it and then I'll let you know. So it seemed to kind of resonate with her. But I had a question if we have a few seconds.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of time.
Okay. I have a couple of people that like seem interested in the program. We kind of go through a few of the steps and then they'll be like, okay, well, how much is it? And as soon as I tell them, then they just completely stop responding to me, like at all. And so, I try a couple of general follow-ups and I still can't get anything, and I'll like stuff on their Facebook page and I'll comment on stuff and then I'll try messaging them again. And I just never hear anything ever again after, the price is kind of out there.
All right. There is another way to go about that rather than just telling them the price right away. Because I know a lot of times if people don't really understand the value first before
sometimes they ask really fast. They'll be like, oh, that sounds cool, but how much is it? And I'm like, well, I haven't really told you anything yet.
You kind of have to dodge that, and you have to kind of be like, okay, well, that depends on what you need and how you choose to enroll. So can I ask you a few more questions to see if this would be a good option for you? You kind of just want to go right over it and just start asking them questions so that you can kind of talk to them about the value of what it is that you're offering them. And then by the time you get to telling them how much it is, they'll already have an understanding of what it is that they're getting, and not just, okay, well, this is like a fitness program, or like these are just some protein shakes. I can get them at GNC for like $30. Like I don't need to spend $140 or whatever it is on that month. But yeah, it's definitely important to make sure that they know the value first. So just always dodge the question. I never say, oh, it's $140 and then you can kiss them goodbye, because they don't. That's equivalent to having your link on your profile and then somebody going to your Beachbody website and seeing 21 Day Fix $140 and being like, yeah, I'm not even going to bother talking to her about it. That's too much. Or it's equivalent to like, oh, here, you're going to buy this house and it's going to cost you $500,000 to rent this house or to have this house. And you're like, no, that's a lot of money. But you don't know that the house has a built-in pool, it has a jacuzzi, it has like, I don't know, 18 bedrooms and 2 garages, and then there's like a tennis court and a basketball court. And you don't know all of this because you just see the price. You don't know the value of what you're getting. So that's one way to kind of go about that. Just dodge the question and with questions, like ask them questions. So.
I have another thing I was going to add. I don't know if you've been using the new 21 Day Fix script in the drive, but that one does a really good job at breaking down. It has like an itemized list, so when you do get to the point to explain the price, it's not just 140. It breaks it down, and it's like free t-shirt 25, portion control container is worth X amount, DVD is worth X amount. So they're seeing the value of each component rather than just one overall price, and that really helps justify it when, assuming you've already done all the legwork to help them realize the value and you are at that closing point. That's really worked a lot better for me recently than when I was just saying flat out 140.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that one a lot too. Trying to think. I guess that's really all that you could do, because if somebody if like the cost is their main concern, then not for nothing, but they clearly either don't see the value in their health, or if they're not willing to maybe sell things on eBay, or I don't know, maybe stop going out for the weekend and spending $200 at the bar. Like people do that, and that's okay, but they can't spend $140 on something that's actually good for them. So it's really it's kind of like a mind thing. You can't really change somebody, and you can't change what they value and appreciate, but you can just be there and just let them know that, like, okay, well, whenever you are ready, I'm here for you. So you can't like force people to want to be helped. It's not until they actually really need the help sometimes where they're like, okay, I've tried everything. I mean, I've been buying these crappy things at GNC for 6 months and it's just not working, and you're like, duh, I told you it wasn't going to work. Now, are you ready now? Like, so, yeah, that's what I would do. Does anyone have any other questions or anything they want to talk about while we're all here?
I know several of my girls were asking just about in general when you're talking to close family or friends, like they're finding it a little awkward how to broach that because you don't really want to use the script necessarily when it's your family. So I don't know if you have any like words of wisdom to share just on that, how you handle that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I use the script, plain and simple. Just use the script. I've talked to cousins, I've used the script. I've talked to my aunts, I've used the script. They don't know they're being scripted. They really don't. You're asking them questions about them. You're expressing a genuine interest in how you can help them. And I don't really see how it's any different than if you're talking to like somebody you don't know. Other than like the only person who knows you're using a script is you. So I would just not think about it so much and just kind of just ask them questions, because not for nothing, but it doesn't matter if they're your mom, your dad, your sister. You still want to know like what their goals are because you want to hold them accountable, and you still want to know like how you can hold them accountable and what it is they want to achieve, so that if when they are cheating and they are eating donuts or whatever, you're like, Mom, I thought you said you wanted to like lose some weight and you wanted to tone up. Are those donuts going to help you? I don't think so, you know? So either way, you still need to know what someone's goals are to help them, regardless of if they're your family or not. So that's what I would say. I don't know if that's what you wanted to hear, but that's what
I was just kind of asking on their behalf. I agree. I think you just have to kind of get over it and just bite the bullet and do it, and it's not as awkward as you think. And I think as long as you're making it sound like you, and if there's certain words in the script, like that, you don't have to stick to it verbatim. You can make it sound a little more like you, is what I've found. So as long as you're sticking to the nitty-gritty of the script, I think you can customize it and make it more comfortable.
Yeah, like you don't have to say butthurt if that's not something that
Right.
because then people might know. But yeah, I would say that, so that's why I say that in my script. But it's whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, Chelsea, I say that to a lot of people. I know that you liked that I said that to you. I know you're not on the call, but you'll see that when you watch the call. So ugh. I scripted all you guys.
I know. Now I know.
It works, you know. Why change? It works.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to add anything? I like this. Everyone's kind of just talking. I think we need to do these more often. Just kind of shoot the shit back and forth, see what's going on with everybody.
Nice.
How you doing out there, Lauren? You have exciting news.
Yeah, I signed 2 new coaches already this month.
Woohoo!
Exciting. And one of my coaches already has Success Club 7 week 1 of the month.
That's awesome.
She's like kicking ass, so. Woo, Sarah!
She has an awesome leader, so that's why. Somebody behind you? Or is that, there's a mirror.
Oh, it's my butt and my reflection.
I'm like, who's sitting back there? It's you.
That's me.
That's funny. Oh, boy. How about you, Carolyn? You're awfully quiet. Huh? You're muted.
Sorry, I'm good. Just chilling, listening.
Thank you, Grandma.
You sound thrilled.
So my brother
It's been a long day.
Oh,
All right, I need to check that.
is that your brother?
Yeah, that's
Bothering you again?
Hello.
How come he doesn't show his face? He's on the team. What the hell?
I showed my
Hi.
face.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
All right. Well, if nobody has anything they want to talk about, I guess that's it. I guess we're good. I just wanted to say congratulations, though, to everybody because we're only a week into October, and everyone is seriously balls to the walls going hard. I don't know if it's the bubbles. I don't know what it is, but it's really awesome to see that. So I'm just really proud of everybody. I don't know where you are in your bubble sheet. I'm at like 45 right now, so I don't know where you guys are, but I made up for lost time because I was slacking and you guys pushed me to go harder. So, yeah, we'll see at the end of the week. Try to beat me. That's your challenge. Try to beat me. And some of you might have already beat me, so. All right, well, I'll let you guys go and get back to work or whatever you guys are doing, and we'll have our call next week. Next week, I really want it to be a lot of people on the call, so make sure you tell all of your team to be on the call. April's going to be on the call, and it'll be really awesome to have like a huge group of people on the call. I mean, not that I don't like just talking to 6 or 5 people, but it'd be really awesome because April has a lot to share with you guys, and I'm really excited to see what she can bring to the table. She's so successful, and it would just be really cool to hear from somebody else besides me all the time. So, yeah, I mean, I'd get bored listening to me too. All right, well, I'll see you guys next week then. Just make sure you let everybody know to be on the call and just keep kicking butt, okay?
You.
All right. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.